Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome to my blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3 Ashes of Ariandel. This is episode number 1 being recorded on Tuesday the 25th of October. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today, whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So I say the 25th of October, but to be more precise it's 2:36 in the morning for me. I had a very long day today, very long day, and meant to actually start recording at midnight. But then realized that I didn't actually download the DLC. I thought that I had already downloaded it, and or that it would preload automatically, but as it turns out, I was wrong. So it took about an hour and a half to download it, and then since then I've just been making sure that my PC setup is all good and to clear some space. I bought a new hard drive, and so I've been preparing for this for a while, but I've also not. So yeah, I'll just get all the disclaimers out of the way right now. First, this is Bam Bam, who I don't know if I've ever actually fully explained, but Bam Bam is named in honor of a similar build in terms of the weapon used and the min-maxiness of it by Palatine, who you may or may not be aware of. If you're not, yeah, you should be. Mainly plays Heroes of the Storm, but he plays a lot of Dark Souls stuff too, or at least he used to. So yeah, so named in honor of that build, and yeah, it's just a very simple strength build. But also the partner in crime to Jiwangwo, and that is my best friend, the Trashman, his build. So yeah, so this is the build that we're going to be using for the DLC, and I have no clue how it is that we're going to be accessing the DLC, because yeah, this is a 100% blind playthrough. I've not even really been on the hype train lately, just because I've been so busy with other things. So I haven't the slightest clue where we're supposed to go to actually access the DLC. And if it's not immediately obvious like I imagined it was going to be, then that might be the one thing that I actually look up. But we shall see. Because in Bloodborne, the DLC was triggered, I believe, by just going back to the Hunter's Dream, and then there was an item. I think it was the Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter, I can't remember. But yeah, so disclaimer number 2 is that this playthrough is, yeah, going to be 100% blind. And that means that I won't figure everything out, or at least not right away. I will miss things. I will probably do a lot of really stupid and silly things, and as far as I'm concerned, that's fine, because it's a blind playthrough. You can't find everything, you can't experience everything on the first playthrough. So yeah, if you're the type of person, and there were a number of people who made comments like this on my Dark Souls 3 blind playthrough of the original release, and that is, if you're the type of person who feels inclined to say something like, it's painful watching you play this game, or it's painful watching this playthrough, then just don't watch it. Please just don't watch it. Because if you're not going to derive any enjoyment out of it, then I don't know why you would be watching it anyway. But, so yeah, I'm going to do a lot of stupid and silly things. I'm probably going to die a lot. I'm going to make a fool out of myself, but that's okay. That's why we play this game more than once. At least, that's why I do. Third thing is that, yeah, as I mentioned off the top, I'm very tired, so I don't know how many episodes I'm going to record today, but I am going to try and do 2 before I go to sleep. These episodes are all going to be recorded in 720p, so as to ensure that the render times aren't too long, and that I can get them uploaded and published faster. Which leads into my next qualifier, and that is the if you're seeing this episode on YouTube right now, that means I'm already done with the DLC, at least with my first playthrough of it. So don't bother writing comments that say things like, go back to this place and talk to that person, you missed them there, because I won't be uploading this until the entire thing is done. And I think that's about it. The other thing I should mention is that I'm bound to be very, very rusty, because I've not played this game since I recorded the last episode of Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore, and I think that was about a month ago. So yeah, so forgive me if I make a fool out of myself, but also keep in mind that that's kind of the point of this playthrough. So yeah, I think there were one or two additional things I wanted to mention, but I can't think of them now. But I'm sure I will remember as we go along. So there's no immediately obvious item or anything like that. When we loaded up the game, we didn't get anything in our inventory, which I like, because if you've watched any of my playthroughs, you probably know that I have a keen interest in where FromSoft manages to integrate gameplay and story, to reduce the dissonance between those two things. And it's obviously very hard when it comes to DLC, because obviously you can't create, or can you? Can you create DLC that sort of organically emerges in the world, is the question that I've been thinking about, in short. And I don't think that works when an item just appears on your character, on your character's person. So I'm glad that they didn't take that approach. In Bloodborne, I really liked what they did with the Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter, because Hunter's Dream is part of the Dreamlands. Crazy shit happens there all the time, so it's really not... It's not inconsistent with the story that that item would show up there. But yeah, I don't see anything, so I'm going to say hello to the Firekeeper and see if maybe she has something for us.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Ashen One, my thanks for the eyes thou'st given.
I'm sorry. I really am. I usually give her the eyes just because I like the music. I don't mean to make her upset or anything, but that always seems to be the actual outcome. Well, maybe upset isn't the right word. That's obviously oversimplifying it. But yeah, I haven't the slightest clue where we're supposed to go or who we're supposed to talk to, so I'm gonna look this up. So apparently we need to go to the Cleansing Chapel.
Merciful Goddess, Mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
Friend? You alright there, buddy? Plant encounter it. Okay, a few things. Number one, there's a statue of Velka behind this effigy to the Deacons of the Deep here. And as JSF and Cassidy have surmised, it appears as though Aldrich and company have sort of tried to erase all traces of Velka, or at least marginalized the worship of Velka, or made it forbidden. as evidenced as well by the Velka statue that is inaccessible until you get the grave key. Key to the barred door leading from the sewer below the undead settlement to a moist grave. The grave, which no longer receives visitors, was once the site of a statue of Velka, goddess of sin, and was believed to pardon wrongdoing and lift curses. And it's funny because I've never, until the first episode of the Beside the Bonfire podcast, I've never engaged in DLC speculation. But it appears as though the only time I have done that publicly, that if this is any indication, my prediction may in fact be right. And that is, when you consider the context of the Velka statue in the undead settlement being basically closed off, and in the cleansing chapel, the fact that the thing, like the altar that we see, if you look behind it, you can actually see a statue of Velka that's been covered up by the there's like a deacon statue, or not a statue, like a diorama almost, and then if you look behind it you can see there's a Velka statue. So it seems clear that Aldrich and company are trying to push the Way of White out, in terms of like the power structure of Lothbrick or whatever. So I think if there is any religious angle to this, then that would probably be it. I believe I said something to the effect of that if there is a religious angle in the DLC, that it would probably have something to do with this very thing. Because this NPC, whoever he is, mentioned, we who have no place, or something to that effect. So suggesting that, they want to engage in this religious worship, but they don't have anywhere to do it. This was once where they could, but symbolically and otherwise, the Deacons of the Deep have taken over. So, but yeah, let's see if our friend's doing okay.
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman. Then you must be an Ashen One. You must be. Oh, you don't know how long I've searched.
Okay. Something I've questioned in the early episodes of Dark Souls 3 Let's Talk Lore is how several of the NPCs, if not all the NPCs, how they immediately know that we are the Ashen One, or an Ashen One. Someone suggested in a comment that I haven't had a chance to read on the show yet, I don't think, that it could be because you have the embers, like you've clearly borrowed the embers of the lords, which is why, they're running up and down, and you are not yourself a lord, therefore you're an Ashen One. But that would be a decent explanation, I think, except for the fact that when you're not embered, they still know. You don't need to be, even if you're embered or otherwise, they always know that you're an Ashen One. And I might be mistaken, but I think he's the first one to explicitly give a reason for someone having that knowledge, for that person to give you a reason, and it seems to be our scent, which is reminiscent of Bloodborne. Again, if you are averse to spoilers for Bloodborne, this is probably not the playthrough to watch, because wherever I see parallels or similarities to the DLC of Bloodborne, but also Bloodborne more generally, I will bring them up. So sorry, but yeah.
Oh, don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. My lady lives in the cold land of Ariandel. I need you to show her flame. A proper flame that will burn the rot away. If you truly are ash, then it must be fire that you seek. Ah, thank you. They of ash never fail. Just a moment, then. The painting of Ariandel. Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go on. Take it. Touch it. And then the ashes were too.
So, it really is too bad that I don't have... I'm not using a face cam because I'm smiling ear to ear right now. That was really clever. Really, really clever. And yeah, so returning to what I was asking, or what I was thinking about earlier in the episode, when I was rambling at Firelink. That is a really elegant way of having DLC introduced into a game that isn't too disruptive, isn't like something... I like in some respects how they do it for games like Fallout 4, where, you know, you just tune into a radio station, there's a new radio signal, but you obviously can't do something like that in Bloodborne. And also, it creates this awkwardness where there are all of a sudden buildings where there weren't buildings before and things like that, but this is a really, really elegant way of doing it that fits, totally fits, 100% fits within the story of the game and the rules of the game world as well. So, pretty clever. My first instinct when showing up here was to turn around because of the striking resemblance of this sort of cave to the one that you are warped to when you first enter the DLC for Dark Souls 1. So I don't know if that was intentional or not. And I wonder... I was just about to say, I wonder if this is an NPC, because he's clearly not attacking us. Although I was thinking that it was possible that his aggro range was just really, really small. Hi, friend.
Have you just arrived? How very unusual. Just how long has it been? Rejoice, my new friend. For this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Oh, god damn it. Maybe we should be playing offline.
Yes, of course. You're no exception. We've all seen terrible things. But you're safe now. Let it ease your burden. Ariandel will make a fine home for you. So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Alright, before we continue talking to him and pick up that item, we might as well go see where this invader is. Something else I forgot to mention. Oh, bonfire. Nice. Wow. What is up? That is awesome. Is that he mentioned that we smelled just like her. And so I wonder if that means that Henri is here, or is it another female Ashen one? It would be awkward, really awkward, if they did another opposite gender thing where the NPC is the opposite. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but it'll be interesting. But whoever it is, he said something about then there were two ashes or something to that effect. So he said we smelled the same as the other person, and that person's here now too. And so apparently Ariandel wants ashes. Hi, friend. Looks like he's got one of the DLC helmets.
Hello.
Are you serious? Okay. We're going to stay online for now, but just in the interest of finishing the playthrough and being able to talk about things when I want to talk about things, we're going to do that. Moss clump radiating gentle heat and light. Frost accumulates in the body, causing frostbite, which saps one's health, lowers absorption, and slows stamina recovery. Weapons imbued with frost are a rare thing indeed, most of them originating in the Boreal Valley. So suggesting some kind of connection, or maybe just being there as a gameplay thing. What is that? Look like a hand, but it could also be some sort of tool. And this looks to be... They look almost like parasites, but probably some kind of fungus. Wow.
Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon. Quick.
All right, friend. Well, take care, I guess. Hang in there. Actually, that looks to be a rib cage. Or some part of a skeleton. Not a tool. Some of these are also not human. Is that a demon? A demon skeleton? Like a chaos demon? It looks like it is, like a Capra demon. Also chaos-esque roots. And forlorn. We've had several mentions of forlorn, which was an NPC invader in Dark Souls 2, about which I do not remember all that much, but from Scholar of the First Sin specifically, actually. I don't think it was in the 360 version. Although, unlike in Dark Souls 2, in the final DLC, Frozen Elysium Lois, unlike the Frigid Outskirts, you can still have your torch here, and it's all good. Oh! Okay. I guess that's the good part about being online while doing a playthrough. You might occasionally become a blue. Okay. I'm gonna get spoiled on things. Where are you, friend?
Hello.
Oh, I gotta equip a bow gesture. Hold on. Is this person doing... Have they seen my videos, or are they just... Oh, come on. Let me fight him, friend.
Hello.
Go over there. Let me fight him. Friend, come on. Alright. Just to get on with it, if nothing else. I have a feeling he's going to destroy me, though. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This guy had to have seen point up. Unless this is also his thing, but so this isn't good. There be a lot of wolves. Even more. Oh my god. Okay. Me and you, friend, let's do this. This guy had to have seen the point up video. This guy is kicking my rear. Oh, get wrecked. Yeah, I'm really rusty. Well done, friend.
My very own home now.
Friend? Was that our friend in here? I'm sorry, everyone. I know we're off to a really, really slow and awkward start.
Quick.
Okay, no, that was someone different. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we're gonna go offline. Okay, we are now offline. And the reason we're playing offline is for things like this, whereas previously there were a whole bunch of messages here, such that I didn't check any of them. But now I'm seeing that this is actually a developer message, which says, "Only the mighty may proceed." The notes, the messages that we find in Dark Souls 1 and 2, the developer messages, the ones in Dark Souls 1 are very hard to... It's hard to see in all cases which person in the world might have written them. In Bloodborne, there are notes as well as messenger notes that are very clearly written by people within the game world. And it seems like here too, that could very well be the case. So even though it's a developer message, it's not the developers talking to us here. It seems to be a person. Yeah, who has a soapstone and in some way, shape, or form is speaking sort of authoritatively about this place and what you need to proceed. Before one faces the painting, one should face the depths of Lothric Castle. Okay, so completely contradicting what I just said. This seems to be the developer saying you need to complete X, but what is in the depths of Lothric Castle? Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything definitively either way, but it's very interesting. But yeah, what I was about to say is that we will go online again at some point. But just for tonight, because I'm tired and I'm already losing my voice, as you can tell. As you might have gathered at this point. So my voice is going to sound really adolescent-ish. And, you know, whenever I PvP in these playthroughs, I always seem to upset someone. And I don't want to do that, so... So, this looks like the Undead Legion uniform, but different. Like, almost like a variation on it. And I believe this is the same armor set that the person at the Cleansing Chapel was wearing. Speaking of which, we do have to go back there at some point to see whether he's still there. But yeah. Even though we've gone like maybe 100 meters, we've made only like 100 meters of progress so far, and we are something like 40 minutes into the episode. I'm quite liking what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, to finally finish my thought, I'm not going to move until I finish this thought. We will go online at some point, and we will do some more PvP, but just not tonight. Certainly, I do recall hearing something about there being a PvP arena. So certainly when we come across that, provided we're not in the middle of something else in the game, we will definitely be doing some arena PvP. But just for tonight, I don't want to deal with it. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, wow, there's a lot of them. Maybe it's a little bit different. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Certainly the helmet is of a similar shape. No! I think he was about to alert all of his friends. I think I cleaned up my inventory. Yeah. I wanted to see whether I had it in my inventory, but no. So I'm seeing a lot of torches. Both stationary and ones being held by soldiers. And are they hollow? Yeah, they're definitely hollow. Oh, you have a shield. You're fancy. It's almost a shame I got summoned because I completely ruined the surprise with the wolves coming out of the woodwork, because that was pretty intense. What the? Another tree person. It's on. Oh my gosh. What is happening here? So. Yup. Could these be effigies to Velka or something? Because judging by the hair, I'm gonna guess that these are supposed to be women. But I don't know if that's a fair assumption to make. Either way, it's unsettling as hell. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, that's the bonfire. Let's continue taking these guys out. Yeah, they're definitely hollows. They respond to alluring skulls, so... Oh. Partial parry both times. Oh, the ragdoll physics. I knew something was gonna happen there. I knew it. I knew it was too... That's why I went all quiet. I knew something was gonna happen. Gosh darn it. Because you don't usually find items like out in the middle of nowhere like that with no consequences. Alright, so we've not come across any frostbite enemies yet, but... Okay, so these guys are frozen, literally. Sorry, friends. I feel like we should go back up. Oh no. No, shush. Doggy, please. Oh, I don't want to fight you guys. Oh, this is... The tree's alive. The tree is alive. Oh my god, what the f... Okay, so... Oh, no. No. No, this isn't good. This is not good. So the trees are not... I remember now what the trees remind me of, and that is... of the enemies in the profane capital. Oh my gosh, this isn't good. Go get it, guys. Oh my god. Here's the bed that the guy was telling us about. No, that's not good. No. That's no better. That's no better. No, stop it. This place is legitimately frightening. Frozen weapon. So frostbite buff. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was frightening. Yeah, so I was totally disoriented there because of the trap with the item. And then I guess my fight or flight response kicked in. Whoops. My fight or flight response kicked in when the tree started coming alive, and then I was just out of there. But yeah, those tree women look to be the same, or very similar at least, to those that we find in Irithyll Dungeon. The enemies who, I don't recall what they're named, the enemies who take Grey Rat if you send him to loot Irithyll. So yeah, I don't know if that actually means anything, but we found one of those beds, friend, and there were only enemies there that attacked us.
Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
I tried. He set me into a trap. I thought it was going to be a safe spot. An oasis in the middle of the desert, but nope. Alright, let's try this again, and not fall for the trap this time. Oh, shite. That's not good. That is not good at all. Funny thing that I feel like I could, you know, I was handling these guys just fine because they're what you expect to fight in, you know, a game like this, in an action RPG like this. You don't expect trees to suddenly come alive and start coming after you. This one is not actually alive, but yeah, it's interesting how they play, how FromSoft plays around with the notion of the uncanny valley, and does it in some very interesting ways that can really have that can really evoke strong emotional responses. Fascinating, I think. No, you're also just a tree. Does that spear do what it is spear? Hi, friend. Good work. And yes, I do know that it doesn't actually make a difference when you two-hand your weapon. But I also don't like how your shield just sort of disappears when you do a one-handed parry, so that's why I two-hand before riposting, in case you were wondering. Okay, so let's finish exploring this spot before we drop down again, because I think that was a one-way drop. But either way, I was so disoriented, there was no way I was coming back from that. Unless I just kept running, but I also didn't want to just run through the entire area without first exploring it. Oh, we can't parry that. If only we were doing a little bit more damage, we'd be able to one-shot them. I want to say we should go after the souls, but I also don't feel like there was really that many. And I don't really have any plans to level up. Maybe one thing I could do is bring my strength to 50, but I don't recall whether the hard and soft caps are what I think they are, or if they've changed from previous games, so I don't know. I'm just going to wander aimlessly. We're going to lose souls, and that's fine. No, that's the trap. And it was just the damn moss clump. Oh. Hi. Did you just pop out of nowhere? I was originally going to use headphones, which is not something I ever do, simply because my setup doesn't really allow for it. But the one way that it does allow for it means that I'll have to deal with a lot of feedback. So I opted against it ultimately, but I might try unplugging some things that I don't currently need plugged in the back of my TV and see whether that, because the headphone jack is actually in the TV itself. Because, fun fact, if you use headphones by plugging them directly into your PS4 controller, yeah, your game capture software won't pick up any audio. Because the audio, there's no audio coming through the TV. I wish there was some way you could do both, but no. Okay, I'm rambling and walking in circles, so I think that's actually the only place we can go. I wonder if that invader was trying to lure us over here into this trap. Okay, I think we went up the hill thinking that we were going backwards. Because I am seeing a few items here, but yeah, the wolves are there too, so I don't know how we're gonna handle this, but let's do it. We should actually probably equip charcoal pine resin instead of gold pine resin. this is the closest and most satisfying instance in which you might be able to experience what it's like to be in the middle of a direwolf attack in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. Oh no. I got too many things on my hotbar. No, doggies, come back. Oh my god. You guys are the worst. Oh my god. Oh, get wrecked. Oh, that was really, really bad. Oh, we killed so many of them, too. Oh, I'm sorry, Poochies. I didn't want to kill you. These aren't like hollow dogs like the other ones. These are like little sifts. Way to make me feel like an asshole, FromSoft. Way to go. Actually, I think these would actually be a little bit smaller than what direwolves are supposed to be in Game of Thrones: A Song of Ice and Fire. But still, I think the point stands. That was frightening. And there's another one. And I really wish there weren't limits placed on consumable items. But I get it. It just kind of sucks. Because I miss having 99 alluring skulls and 999 arrows and things like that. Okay, our souls are in the opposite direction. And I know I said that I don't care about them. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's not good. Oh no. This one does not respond to alluring skulls. This one, oh my god, oh you're huge. Friends. Oh, thank you. Thank you, lack of vertical tracking of their positioning. If you don't look at them, they can't hurt you in Dark Souls 3. I'm just running into more dogs, aren't I? Oh my god, okay. Correct. Wow. What a massacre. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna put an end to this embarrassing display for now. I might record another episode, but I think I need to go eat something and yeah, just get out of this chair for a few minutes because wow, I got my rear end really handed to me there, didn't I? So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.